McGuirt's Vacations traveled to Egypt on the Queen Cleopatra trip, March of 2026. The trip was put on by Tour Radar and operated in Egypt by Holiday in Egypt tour guides, Aswan and Hassan. Day 1 in Cairo. Day 2, fly from Cairo to Aswan. Day 3 in Aswan. Day 4 in Aswan. Day 5, Aswan and sailing on the Nile overnight. Day 6, on the Nile to Luxor. Day 7, Luxor, and Luxor to Cairo by plane. Day 8, Cairo. We flew from Cairo, Egypt to Aswan, Egypt to go to our ship on the Nile, the Princess Sarah, and to continue our tours out through Aswan area. Philae Temple, dedicated to the goddess Isis of love and beauty. UNICEF dismantled and relocated the temple complex nearby Agela Island as part of the UNICEF Nubian campaign project, protecting this and other complexes before the 1970 completion of the Aswan High Dam.
Here's some French graffiti telling us that Napoleon Bonaparte came to Egypt in 1798, over 200 years ago. He fought against the Egyptian army near Cairo. Egyptian army were called Mamelukes. He fought against them. He won. The Egyptian all Egyptian. Here I finished all the Egyptian army. French graffiti. Napoleon Bonaparte, 1798. In the north, all temples like that, consisting of pylon or gate, and then open court without roof. Inside there's more columns, more roof, to make the temple goes darker and darker, to make the darkest is inside the Holy of the Holies, to make the people outside feeling that it is important area there, the dark room, the house of the god. Nobody can go to the house of the god except the king or the high priest. Start their imagination to work. What our God looks like. We must worship this God. We must respect this God. That's why all temples goes darker and darker, and the darkest is inside the Holy of the Holies. After tomorrow morning, we will see it for temple, the best complete, the best preserved temple in Egypt. You will see that. The temple goes darker and darker, and the darkest is inside the Holy of the Holies. In front of me, 5 storage room to keep the offering dedicated to Isis. Offering like fruit, vegetables, water, wine, beer, jewelry, perfume. They used to keep it here as a kind of offering for goddess Isis. There to my right hand side, that is a boat. That is a boat of Isis. That is a boat she collected the 14 pieces of her husband in that boat. School book. Picture and information written around. Picture and information written around. Like that. Up to the right, the king Ptolemy standing making offering to the son and mother, Horus and Isis. Standing again, making offering to the father, mother, and son, Osiris, Isis, and Horus. Kindly come closer. I took a shower this morning. Thanks. Yeah, believe me.
You're
I
talking and we're getting excited, so we
yeah,
have to
yeah.
take pictures of it.
But you should take the chance. I take a shower once a week. Yes, because this is our winter.
It wasn't even Saturday.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Once a week. The second time I go to the hospital. This is our winter. I feel cold. I need a jacket. So up to the right, the king standing together with the son and mother. Stand again with the father, mother, and son, Osiris, Isis, and Horus. Down to the left, standing with the son, Horus, after he changed it to be as a falcon to kill his bad and evil uncle. His mother behind him put her hands on top of his shoulders, telling him, I will help you. You are good. I will help you to kill your bad and evil uncle. The Hippo school book. Picture and information written around. And that block of granite, the priest of Isis wrote here, Ptolemy, King Ptolemy, thank you because you built the temple for us. Two Christian cross carved in a circle, right and left hand side. Since in the left hand side defaced by the Christian when they changed the temple to be as a church, but in that part it was covered by sand, better condition. And that was called a birth house, birth, birth house. It is a message from the Greek king to the people who can stay here that I'm a Greek, but I'm a son of Isis, to make himself legal, to be a king. He's a baby. 2 times, 3 times, suckling from Isis. She's feeding him. She is his mother, to make the people believe that he's a son of God. He's a son of our God. So to make himself legal to be a king. Yes, that is a message from the Greek king to the people who can stay here. So we go more inside to see. We must respect this God. That's why all temples goes darker and darker, and the darkest is inside the Holy of the Holies. After tomorrow morning, we will see Edfu temple, the best complete, the best preserved temple in Egypt. You will see that the temple goes dark in your future. So 2 date palm column. Each one is different than the other. The Greek touch, and there 8 columns, date palm. Each one is different than the other. Everywhere the king making offering to the god, his wife and their son. And here is the evidence that
about the positions, okay, of the temple here, comparing in Paris.
Amon.
They told you.
In your future. So 2 date palm column. Each one is different than the other. The Greek touch, and there 8 columns, date palm. Each one is different than the other. Everywhere the king making offering to the god, his wife and their son. And here is the evidence that
No, I don't think it was
Took a boat ride on the Nile to the Nubian village, where we took motorcycles up the top of the mountain to look at the Nile, and back down to the village where we played with the crocodiles.
Yeah, I think it doesn't really good. No wonder their clutches go out.
the Nile River from the Nubian village.
Well, that's a nice one.
What was the name of that boat?
Cheryl. Not that one. Not
That's
Royal.
Royal. It's further down.
Some of the
It's on McDonald's, you would know.
along the Nile.
Really?
I know.
That's our only place.
We're on top of this, honey. Can you get a light in there?
Nightlife on the Nile River. Nubian village.
Oh my gosh.
We make naan bread with cheese, molasses, and sesame.
The day is over, but yet the adventure begins. Grab a cookie and watch the next video. Come shortly.